You check your net worth tracker on a random Tuesday night. The number on the screen reads $100,000. You stare at it for a few seconds, waiting to feel something huge. Something inside you expected fireworks. Instead, you feel strangely calm. Today, we are going to walk through what actually happens to your life after you reach your first $100,000. Not the fake version you see online, not the version with a private jet and a mansion by Friday. The real version, the slow version, the version that quietly changes who you become long before the number ever arrives. Stay until the end, because level 7 is the one nobody talks about, and it is the one that matters the most. So get comfortable, turn off the noise around you, and let's walk through this together one level at a time. This is not a get-rich-quick story. There's no secret formula hiding in this video. What you are about to hear is far more valuable than any hot tip could ever be. It is a map of the exact stages your mind and your habits move through on the long road towards 6 figures. Some of these levels will feel familiar the moment I say them out loud. Some of them you have not lived yet, but you will recognize them the second they arrive in your own life. Keep this map close, because most people never see it laid out this clearly until years after they needed it most. Level 1. The first thing that changes is not your bank account. It is your patience. The moment you set a real goal of $100,000, something shifts inside your brain immediately. You do the math for the first time in your life. You realize how far away this number actually feels from where you are standing right now. This is not an accident. Your brain has just been told that this goal is not a fantasy anymore. It is a project, and projects need a plan. You will feel a strange mix of motivation and discouragement in the same hour. Motivation because you finally wrote the number down somewhere real. Discouragement because the gap between where you are and where you want to be looks enormous on paper. Most people quit right here, in the first few weeks. They calculate how many years it will take at their current pace, and the number feels impossible, so they give up before they even start moving. But you are not most people. You already know a goal this size was never going to happen in a straight line or a short amount of time. Think about the first time you learned to drive a long distance alone. The destination felt far away for the first hour, but the road kept moving beneath you whether you thought about the whole distance or not. This journey works the same way. By the end of week 1, you will notice a small but real change. You stop asking how long will this take. You start asking, what can I do this month to move closer? That question alone puts you ahead of almost everyone who is still stuck staring at the total number in fear. Think about how many people you know who have said the exact same sentence for years. I'm going to get serious about saving once things calm down. Things never calm down for them because they are waiting for a feeling of readiness that will never actually arrive. You did not wait for perfect conditions. You started the math on a random Tuesday night with the life you already had. That single decision already separates you from 90% of people your age. Nobody claps for you in this moment. There's no trophy for writing a number in a notes app. Nobody posts a video celebrating it. It happens quietly on an ordinary evening while everyone else is thinking about something else entirely. But quiet moments like this one are exactly where real transformation begins. Not on a stage, not with an audience, just you and a decision nobody else even noticed you made. Level 2. By week 2, something strange starts happening inside your daily habits. You start tracking every single dollar that moves in and out of your accounts. This is completely normal. Almost everyone does this at the start of a serious money goal. It feels less like discipline and more like finally turning the lights on in a room you used to walk through blind. You start noticing small leaks everywhere, a subscription you forgot about, a takeout order that happens more often than you realized. You start to feel your mood shifting slightly with each number you review. Some categories make you proud, some categories make you wince a little. This is the first real test of the whole journey. Because if you let every small leak fill you with guilt, you will burn out on tracking within a month. The people who succeed long-term learn something important right here that changes everything for them. They learn to look at their spending like data instead of judgment. This does not happen overnight. It takes weeks of reviewing numbers without shame before your brain finally accepts that awareness is the goal here and not punishment. Once that switch flips inside you, something beautiful happens. You start making small adjustments naturally. Not because you are forcing yourself, but because you finally see clearly where your money has actually been going this whole time. There's a version of you right now who avoids checking the numbers out of anxiety. There's a future version of you who checks them calmly once a week without any dread at all. The distance between those two versions is not talent. It is not luck either. It is simply repetition. Every single time you sit down and look at the real numbers without flinching, you are quietly teaching your own brain a new lesson. The lesson is this: information is safer than avoidance, no matter how uncomfortable the information looks at first. This lesson takes weeks to sink in fully. Some weeks you will avoid opening the spreadsheet entirely out of stress. That is fine. Progress in this level is never a straight line upward. It moves in bursts, consistent for 10 days, avoidant for 3, then suddenly consistent again when you least expect it. Level 3. Around week 4, your thinking about spending starts to rewire itself almost completely. You used to see a purchase as a simple yes or no decision made in the moment. Now you see it differently. You see every purchase as a trade against your future six-figure number. This shift sounds small on paper, but it is massive in real life. You start asking a brand new question before every single purchase. Not can I afford this right now, but how many hours of work does this actually cost me once I calculate my real hourly rate? That one question quietly kills a huge number of impulse purchases before they even happen. You do not become cheap, you become intentional. There's a real difference between the two. Cheap people avoid spending out of fear and scarcity. Intentional people avoid spending because they have a bigger goal quietly pulling at them from somewhere ahead. Your first $100,000 becomes less about the number itself and more about the identity slowly forming around it. You start to think of yourself as someone who builds wealth, not someone who is hoping to get lucky someday. That tiny shift in language matters more than most people realize. Words shape identity, and identity shapes every decision you make after this point. You start noticing other small habits shifting too. You negotiate a bill you never questioned before. You compare prices without feeling embarrassed about it. None of these feel dramatic in the moment, but together they are quietly rebuilding the foundation your whole financial life stands on. There's another quiet shift happening here that deserves its own moment. You start to notice the difference between purchases that add real value to your life and purchases that only add temporary noise. A new gadget suddenly feels less urgent than it used to. A status symbol loses some of its pull once you picture what that same money could become inside your growing account instead. This is not about denying yourself joy completely. You still spend on things that genuinely matter to you. But now every large purchase has to earn its place before it leaves your hands. That filter did not exist a few months ago. It exists now because the early weeks of tracking taught it to you without you ever sitting down to study it on purpose. Level 4. By month 3, the habit starts building itself without much effort from you. You are no longer forcing yourself to review your accounts every week. It becomes automatic the same way checking the weather became automatic years ago. This is the level where real compounding truly begins. Not just compounding of money, but compounding of discipline itself. Every single time you choose to save instead of spend, you are training a muscle deep inside you. And like any muscle, it gets stronger the more often you use it. People around you start to notice something different about you too. You talk less about what you bought last weekend and more about what you are quietly building for the future. Some friends find this boring and change the subject fast. Some friends find this inspiring and start asking questions of their own. You will notice the room slowly divide into two groups without you ever meaning to divide it. The ones who ask you how you started this whole thing, and the ones who quietly stop bringing up money around you at all. Both reactions are completely normal. Neither one should slow you down even a little. This is also the level where you start reading more about how money actually works. Not because someone told you to, but because curiosity has quietly replaced fear as your main motivation for learning. This level also introduces a quiet kind of confidence that has nothing to do with bragging. You stop needing to announce every financial decision you make to the people around you. You simply make the decision and continue forward with it. There's a strange freedom in this. Early on, you might have wanted validation for every choice you made. Is this the right account to use? Am I saving enough compared to other people my age? By month 3, you already know most of these answers belong to you and nobody else. Your situation is not identical to your coworker's situation or your cousin's situation. The plan that works is the plan you can actually stick to for years without resenting it. That realization alone saves you from chasing dozens of strategies that were never built for your own life in the first place. Level 5. Somewhere around month 6, the first real test finally arrives. Life throws an unexpected expense at you. A car repair, a medical bill, something you did not plan for in any spreadsheet. This is the exact moment that separates people who stay on the path from people who quit forever. Your progress toward $100,000 might suddenly slow down or even reverse for a month or two. This is completely normal. Even people who eventually reach 7 figures still hit unexpected setbacks like this one. What matters most is what you do next. Most beginners see this setback as proof that the whole plan was pointless from the start. The people who eventually build real wealth do something completely different in this exact moment. They handle the expense and simply continue the plan the following month. They remember why they started this whole journey in the first place. They remember that the number was never meant to grow in a perfectly straight line. This level teaches you something no spreadsheet can ever fully prepare you for. It teaches you what your own patience actually looks like under real pressure. And once you survive your first real setback without abandoning the goal completely, you unlock a kind of quiet resilience that cannot be taught in any classroom. It can only be earned through experience. During this setback, you might catch yourself calculating how many months this expense just cost you in progress. This is a strange kind of test your own mind is running on itself. Part of you wants a reason to abandon the whole goal and feel relief right now. Part of you remembers the promise you made when you started this whole journey. The version of you that wins this internal argument is the version that pays for the expense calmly and simply resumes the plan the very next month. Panic has ended more good financial plans than any actual emergency ever has. You look at your progress a few months later, and the temporary dip barely shows up on the bigger chart anymore. You survived the test. And tests like this one only get easier the second time they show up. Level 6. By month 9, something quiet but powerful happens deep inside your mind. You stop comparing your progress to everyone else online. In the beginning, you probably followed accounts showing huge net worth numbers and fast success stories from strangers. Somewhere along this level, you realize most of that is exaggerated, or simply not the full picture. You start caring less about beating some stranger's timeline on a screen, and more about beating your own numbers from last quarter. This shift feels almost boring from the outside looking in, but it is one of the most important mental shifts in this entire process. Boring is what quietly builds wealth over time. Comparison is usually what destroys it fast. Around this time, your progress toward $100,000 is no longer just about the number sitting alone. You have likely built several small habits stacking on top of each other without even planning it that way. A little more saved here, a little more invested there. It does not feel like much in any single month. But you are quietly building a version of financial stability that most people talk about for years without ever actually starting. You start to notice a strange kind of silence replacing the noise that used to fill your head about money. You no longer feel the need to check what everyone else is doing with their own savings or their own investments. Their path is their path. Yours is quietly unfolding at its own pace in the background of your life. This silence is not boredom, it is peace. And peace is something almost nobody warns you about when they talk about building wealth. Everyone talks about returns and percentages and milestones. Almost nobody talks about the quiet calm that slowly replaces years of low-grade money anxiety you did not even realize you were carrying around every single day. Level 7. This is the level almost nobody talks about enough. Somewhere around the 11th or 12th month, you realize the number was never really the point of any of this. The real change happened quietly inside you the entire time. You became someone who can delay a reward for a much bigger future one. You became someone who can sit through boredom and repetition without needing constant excitement. You became someone who trusts a slow process, even when that process stays completely silent for months at a time. These are not financial skills at all. These are life skills that money simply revealed inside you. And once you build these skills around your finances, you start applying them everywhere else in your life without even trying. Your work ethic shifts in ways people around you start to notice. Your patience with difficult situations shifts too. Even your relationships shift because you are no longer chasing quick highs in every single part of your life anymore. The first $100,000 was never really about the $100,000 at all. It was the proof that a version of you exists who can commit to something slow and unglamorous for a very long time. A version that does not panic under pressure. A version that plays long games in a world addicted to short ones. A version other people will eventually look at and ask the exact same question you once asked someone else. How did you start? Think back to who you were before you wrote that number down for the first time. That person felt overwhelmed by the size of the goal. This version of you understands that goals this size are never reached in a single leap. They are reached one boring decision at a time, repeated for years. Somewhere in these 7 levels, you stopped being a person who reacts to money and slowly became a person who directs it instead. Reaction is fast and emotional and usually regretted later. Direction is slow and considered and almost always respected later. That single shift alone is worth more than any dollar amount sitting in an account right now. The number will keep growing on its own timeline from here, some months faster, some months slower. But the person you became while walking through these 7 levels does not disappear the moment the number finally appears on the screen. That person stays with you into every future goal you will ever set. A bigger financial target, a career change, a decision that takes years instead of months. The patience you built here quietly shows up everywhere else in your life without you even asking it to. Think about the version of you that exists 5 years from now looking back at this exact year. That version does not remember the exact date the number crossed 100,000. That version remembers who they became while chasing that number. The quiet nights reviewing a spreadsheet instead of scrolling mindlessly. The small decisions that felt boring in the moment but added up into something real. The strange calm that arrived somewhere around month 9 and never fully left. That is the real first $100,000, not a date on a screenshot, a quiet rebuilding of how you relate to money for the rest of your life. If any part of this video hit something in you, make sure you are subscribed because this channel is built for exactly this kind of transformation. This is POV Zen, a place where we do not just talk about change from a distance, we walk through it step by step together until it actually sticks in your life. New videos drop regularly breaking down the real levels behind money mindset and long-term growth. No shortcuts, no fake promises. Just the real path most people are too impatient to walk down. If you made it this far into the video, you already have more patience than most people watching this exact screen right now. Every single week we break down another level of growth that most people never take the time to slow down and understand. Sometimes it is about money, sometimes it is about discipline. Sometimes it is about the quiet mental battles nobody else can see from the outside. POV Zen was built for people exactly like you. People who are done waiting for the perfect moment. People who are ready to start small and let time do the heavy lifting from here. Drop a comment below and tell us which level hit you the hardest today. Was it the discouragement in level 1? The unexpected setback in level 5? Or the silence that finally arrived by level 7? We read every single comment because this channel grows through people like you, sharing their own honest starting point. Hit subscribe right now before you forget. Turn on notifications so you never miss the next level we break down together. And remember, the version of you a year from today is being built entirely out of the small decisions you make today. Make a good one. We will see you in the next video.